Welcome to Grammar 3M. In this book, we will go over concrete and abstract nouns, object of the preposition, and sentence diagramming. First, we'll look at concrete versus abstract nouns. We'll flip over to the explanation page for help. So, a concrete noun is a noun that you can experience with one of your five senses: taste, touch, sight, hearing, and smell. An abstract noun is a noun that you cannot see or touch, like feelings, ideals, concepts, and qualities. See examples below. So here we have a nice little table that separates the concrete and abstract nouns. So underneath the concrete nouns column, we have cat, which is an animal that you can touch and that you can see. You have mom, also somebody you can touch and see. A school, a place that you can see and you can touch and you can be in, as well as a city. A calendar, something that you can touch and see, and a noise, which is something that you can hear. An abstract noun could be honesty, which is kind of a quality. It's a concept. Love, which is a feeling and also a concept. Friendship, it's a quality of a relationship. Laughter, which is just something that you experience. You also have wisdom, which is a quality and a concept. And of course, confidence, which can be a quality of somebody. So if you're unsure whether a word is a noun, put an article before the word. If it makes sense, the word is a noun. See the example below. So sometimes it can be very confusing to know the difference between a concrete abstract noun and also just an abstract noun and other parts of speech like adjectives and adverbs. So let's look at this example sentence. We have, my friend's loyalty is important. Well, there's a lot of different ideas and feelings and qualities in that sentence. So let's think about it in another way. In this sentence, you can say the loyalty is important. Therefore, it makes sense and loyalty is a noun. Whereas if you put the in front of important to make the important, it doesn't really make sense. Important is not a noun, it's an adjective. But we know that it's not a noun because we tried to put the in front of it. In this booklet, you'll just be choosing between different abstract and concrete nouns as to which ones are abstract. So you won't have to use these in any sentences or anything, but this will help you to determine which ones are abstract nouns and which ones are just different parts of speech. Next, we'll go over prepositional phrases. And now we're going to add up a little twist into the prepositional phrases that you've already known quite well. And we're going to add in objects of the preposition. So let's read the explanation at the front. We have a prepositional phrase can be found at the end of a sentence. At the end of every prepositional phrase, you will find a noun or pronoun known as the object of the preposition, also known as the OP. Look at the examples below. And so here you can see we have a couple of different sentences for you. The first one, everyone went home except Tom. Tom is the OP because it is the noun ending that phrase that starts with except, which is the preposition. So we've got preposition and then noun. Remember, the prepositional phrase will never include the verb or direct object. That's why it's so important for you to cross out the prepositional phrase first so you don't get the OP and the DO confused, because the OP may be a noun and the direct object will also be a noun, but those aren't the same things in the sentence. So let's go ahead and look at some examples. So here we have our phrase during the night. This is something that you'll see in the booklet. You'll have a phrase, and what we want you to do is we want you to cross out the prepositional phrase and then label the object of the preposition. So we know our preposition is during. Our entire prepositional phrase is during the night. That means that night is our OP. It's the noun that ends the phrase, during the night. So let's look at it in a sentence, which you'll also see in the booklet. Here we have the sentence, the dog howled during the night. So once again, we're going to find our preposition, which is during. Don't forget that we have a list of prepositions in the back if you forget which words are prepositions or not. And now we're going to go ahead and cross out the whole prepositional phrase, which is during the night. We know that night is the OP because it is the noun ending that phrase. And now we can go ahead and find our subject, verb, and anything else that might be in this sentence. So we have our subject, dog, and we have our verb, howled, which is what the dog did. Now, in this booklet, you will have to look at sentences with the prepositional phrases and label direct objects with those. So be sure you're watching out for that. Our last thing is going to be sentence diagramming with prepositional phrases and OPs. So here we have our sentence, Martha wanted ice with her drink. All right, well, there's a lot going on in this sentence. So first, let's make it easy on ourselves and let's find the prepositional phrase, which is with her drink. Now, within her drink, we have an OP, drink. That's our object of the preposition. But we have another word, her. What is her? Well, her is a possessive pronoun, and in this sentence, it's acting as an adjective. It's describing the drink. So I'm going to circle it and draw an arrow to the noun it's describing. Now we have much fewer words in this sentence to deal with. Martha wanted ice. Well, Martha is the subject. What is Martha doing? She's wanting. So that's our verb. And ice is receiving the action of her wanting. So that's the direct object. Pretty straightforward now that we've gotten rid of the prepositional phrase. So now all we need to do is create our diagram. So let's start with our nice long line. Since we only have one subject, it's not compound. We'll separate out the whole subject and the whole predicate. And of course, we do have a direct object. So we need another line to separate the verb phrase from the direct object. But what do we do with this prepositional phrase? Well, we get into a little bit new and exciting type of diagramming that looks a little something like this. And so you have an area for your preposition and etc. So let's just get started and we'll delve into that soon. So we have our subject, Martha. We have our verb, which is wanted, and our direct object, ice. Super easy. Now let's fill out the rest of this. First, we want to put our preposition, with. And then on that straight line, we're going to put our OP, which is drink. And of course, what's describing the drink? Her. So we put that on the line coming off of the straight line. So now we have Martha wanted ice, but it's being modified by with her drink. And now we have successfully diagrammed this sentence. If you have any questions about this book or anything else in grammar, please contact the person who grades your grammar at the center.